Oh no, it's playing twice. Oh no, it's playing twice. Where's it coming from? Oh, there it is. Got it. Is there any more? Is there any more instances of me around the screens? No. Good. Why is it saying PUBG? I'm not fucking playing PUBG. God damn it. I'm the worst at controlling my own Discord. Spammed my own Discords. Why are there so many instances of RSI launcher opened up? What is this? Let's get rid of that one. Don't quit the game. Discord. It's ninja off. Petro! Keep going for a minute, Petro. Big double K in the universe. Oh no, your name's Kurt. Okay, so I thought you were talking about my man boob size. Tricksy little hobbitses.
Kappa.
Smooth transition. Smooth. And for people wondering if we're going to be playing 3.1 on the channel, I've got some bad news for you. We are. We are going to be messing around. I'm going to talk a lot. I don't know how loud the volume is in game actually. Oh my god. Probably louder than anything that's reasonable. We're going to play this a little bit. We're mainly just going to be walking around hangars and looking at some of the ships and stuff at some point. We'll talk about that later though, because I want to talk. Don't want to do too much. We'll go through some stuff that's happened. There's nothing bad. It's all good, in fact. Right. So, hello and welcome. I'll start with some things that are happening at the moment. My YouTube channel has hit 100,000 subscribers, which is cool because that means I think YouTube give you more promotion and you're the bottom rung of like the pro content creators to them, which is great for me. I get a YouTube play button, a silver one, which I am is actually probably what I'm most looking forward to, but it's it doesn't, it's not going to affect my main goal of, you know, just being a content creator and trying to make as much content as I can, as much income as I can through that content, while also, you know, looking at long-term goals of actually providing quality news and quality information, and having a little YouTube or some form of gaming slash fun thing to do empire with my life. So that's amazing. That happened last night. I have not slept, mainly because I couldn't sleep. The reason I could not sleep is because I, in the last couple of days, have had quite bad panic attacks and anxiety attacks for no reason at all. Pretty much no reason. It's just general. I suffer from OCD and insomnia and billions of other things. Like I'm bipolar, and yeah, I have like an anxiety OCD which goes along with that, and I just haven't been able to sleep, and I've been really worried about stuff, like worried about being ill, worried about my health long term, worried about going to prison for saying something by accident online, because there's stuff happening with other YouTubers and things, they're doing stupid stuff, and then potentially going to prison and stuff. And I worry about stupid things. I'm worried about hurting my cat by stroking it too hard. I'm worried about going away next weekend to insomnia. It's just random worries. Don't have control of them sometimes. They spiral out of control in my head, and then eventually I regain control and go, stop being a fucking idiot. So I just thought I'd tell you where I'm at. Today, I'm a bit bored. I've got no content I wanted to work specifically on today, although I might make a video on like walking around the reclaimer, although I'll probably do it on stream. Walk around the reclaimer and have a look at it. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I'm normally pretty good, and I'm not like awful, like, oh my god, quivering in a corner or anything. I just had a shitty night, and it's made me in a bad mood. It's a bad night for no reason. No reason, which is shitty. Yes, I didn't come here for sympathy. But I do appreciate all the support and love, so thank you. 3.1 is on the PTU. It's currently only available to Evocati, subs, and Concierge, which was a bit annoying when Twerk told me, because I was like, nah, it's got to be first wave issue council members as well. But it doesn't appear that it is. Now, that could potentially be because a lot of those first wave issue council testers have actually been subsumed into the Evocati, because Evocati were at 800 people, now they're at around 2,000. So potentially they've got enough testers and they don't want to open up. But potentially as well, they could be gating entry to get more, to drive more subs. Now I suspect it's probably a mixture of both. It seems like a solid move from marketing. It's very short term because people get angry about that sort of stuff. So they could have easily got around that, people not being so angry about it, by letting 100 extra people in that were the top issue council contributors that aren't part of the Evocati. It's as simple as that. And there's also, so we're going to talk about some of the new stuff, and then we'll go into questions. If you want to ask a question in brackets, I will try and pick it out later. I will answer as many questions as I can, or ones I feel relevant. If I don't answer your question, it's because I didn't see your question, or I don't like your question. You can ask it again if you want, though. I'm not going to get grumpy, unless I've already answered it and you keep on asking it, in which case I'm in a bad mood, so I'll probably ban you for like a minute or two. Like I do by accident anyway to some people. So there is a ship sale on as well at the moment. Let me link this. Actually, let me link this. So we got the new website up today, or this day, or a few days ago, in fact. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. New website's up for my BoredGamer stuff. It's mostly going to be a Star Citizen resource site, but it will also have other videos and other my team members that I run. I say run, it's very loose running. These are people, Buggerton, Deathcore, Kit, G, Silent Zen, and Zin, that have been making videos with me for ages, or playing games with me for ages. They are my real life, proper, long-term friends. And I use the long-term friends as we are unable to shake each other, even if we're total dicks to each other. So we're long-term friends, and they are starting to stream, and they will be creating lots of videos with me in the future as part of the main BoredGamer channel, but I want to promote their stuff as well. And as I said, little YouTube empire would be absolutely great with some of these guys. I will still be working with every other Star Citizen content creator I can. Saurus, Twerk, Nubifer and all that sort of jazz, I will be working with, I will be doing content with, I'll be promoting, and that sort of stuff as well. I want, community-wise, I'd like a no exclusion policy of who helps. I don't like elitism. I want more people to become content creators for games in general, but obviously Star Citizen is an area of expertise I can help with. And so if people are interested in becoming content creators, whatever, obviously I can't go through each individual person that wants to do that and hold hands with, but I can give sweeping generalizations, I can give advice, I can link to documents, I can link and signpost a lot of people, and some people I will be able to help a bit more, like if you've seen Obvi's stuff, he does the breakdowns. I want to promote him. I think he's fucking great. So you should go and follow his channel as well. He does the Ask the Dev breakdowns stuff. Let me actually link his channel. We'll come to this in a minute. East Gaming Stars. I can't seem to find his channel. I'm so sorry. I tried to promote you, and I promote you bad. Is it in one of my? Yes, East Gaming UK. Check this man's channel out. It's fucking awesome. It's gonna have good stuff on. He breaks down stuff in a way that I really like. So yeah, check him out. So let's show what this is. It's my birthday tomorrow, and Zin, one of my best friends in the fucking world, it's her birthday today. So every year, I get a little video made from Big Man Tyrone, because who wouldn't want a video made from Big Man Tyrone?
Happy birthday once again, BoredGamer and Zinia. I see this year you've both been at the animal fat. Bored is so thrifty that he's combining some of his channel updates here too. Hello and welcome to BoredGamer. This is a sponsored video, you cheeky scrub lord. Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Congratulations. Hang on. Let me just get my time machine and visit G's lowly mom. Lowly man thanks you. Which doctor? Which doctor? DuckTales. Woohoo! I think that guy was hacking. Deathcore, please tell me what is shit today. Zinia, Deathcore, Kit, Zen, BoredGamer, Bogatin. A special thank you to my patrons. Remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help me. And I'll see you in the verse.
I love you, Big Man Tyrone. I love you. He'll say anything. He'll say anything.
Happy birthday once again.
Oh, I love him. Oh, he's literally the best. The time machine. Okay. So,
dodging bullets.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much for the cheer. Appreciated. So, we were playing a game with me and G and Zen and DC and everyone. And G said something when we were playing a game. Or someone said something when we were playing a game that we obviously couldn't change. And I was just like, well, I'm dead now. What do you want to do? I'll get in my time machine and I'll go back and change that. But first, I'm going to go and visit G's mum, his lolly mum. Because it's in the part. Oh, don't worry, you had to be there. But that's an joke. I thought I'd better explain that. Oh, okay. This is something else that I want to show because it's amazing. So 3 Lateral, the guys that are doing the face-driven rigs and continuing to work with CIG and RSI and Star Citizen, doing their facial stuff, doing some of the facial stuff, or at least running the face rigs. And I think they're using a database of their facial components, which they keep on adding to. They have made this with Andy Serkis's performance.
Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace. From day to day, to the last syllable recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out. Out! Brief candle! Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more.
It's just
It is a tale
very good.
told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
So that was an example of the facial stuff that can be driven by 3 laterals face rigs. They can do alien faces. That was Andy Serkis, his face driving that alien rig, which is amazing. And if you really look again, you watch it a couple of times, you'll be like, I can tell that's Andy Serkis, not because of the voice, but because of the facial movements and expressions. Around the lips and teeth, especially, because they are more human to identify, I think. But I was just like, oh, that's pretty cool. As I said, that's all on the BoredGamer website now. If you go to boredgamer.co.uk, you can find all my stuff on there, but articles and SoundCloud stuff and videos and everything on there. I will basically, with my video scripts, I'll rewrite them slightly more so they're more article driven, and then put all the links in there as well for people that like that sort of thing. What else is there? Oh, there's a call for volunteer moderators on Spectrum. If you're interested in that, please check this out. What else we got? Oh, Zenthor continues to make some of the best screenshots. There's 2 or 3, Mr. Haskahar, Zenthor, there's Alexander, there's a couple of others. They do absolutely amazing screenshots. And Zenthor is one of them. So please check his screenshots out as well. They're very useful for thumbnails and for general things. Maybe we should buy him a computer or something, and he can maybe get B-roll footage for me. I'm going away to Insomnia Gaming Festival next weekend. So from Thursday to Monday, I'm going to be away at this gaming festival. I'm going to be with all the other BoredGamer guys. And Cameron's going to be there as well, CIG's events manager, and some other CIG people as well. It's just Cameron sitting next to us because we're playing games together. And there's going to be lots of other content creators and stuff there. If you are at Insomnia, please drop into my Discord, drop me a message. I'll tweet some stuff about meeting up or something there. We'll run either a little mini bar citizen or a mini, just a quick little drink-a-thon, or organise some games while we're there or something. It should be pretty cool. That is up in the Birmingham NEC. There's still tickets available if people want to do that. You can get day tickets as well if you're just going up there to see the expo. But I will be playing games on LAN. It's really annoying, obviously, partly due to, well, entirely due to, the fact that it looks like 3.1 is going to be released at that time. So I will take a microphone up, so I will be able to record something. Probably just going to be patch notes and maybe a news video while I'm up there. So those 4 days that I'm away, I'll only be able to get like 2 videos up potentially. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I might leave slightly later on the Thursday to get a video up on patch notes or something as well. So we will see what happens. BrisbaneCon is on the 21st of April. If you haven't got your tickets yet, you are cray-cray. You cray-cray. That's up in the Manchester by the airport, Radisson Blue Hotel. Check it out. I'm going to be there. Brian Chambers, everyone's going to be there. Lots of other people. Should be good. What else we got? Patch 3.1.0 is out. This is a patch that enables all of the ships that 3.1 is supposed to have, and all previous ships. So it's got all the ships that are flyable have been unlocked again, and they put service beacons back in and fixed a load of stuff. Although there are certainly crashes, and there's a lot more fixes that need to be done. However, it's looking good for a 3.1 full release by the end of next week. I honestly think they should have postponed it by another week. However, they very well could potentially get a good release out by the end of next week still. So, and that's what they're aiming to do. The Reclaimer is pretty big, and there is lots of Reclaimer floor plans around. We will have a walk around the Reclaimer in a bit. This is my silver button reward for getting 100,000 subs, which I've applied for, so hopefully I'll get that at some point. Got this happy-looking woman holding hers. All of the 3.1 ships are available to buy until, I don't know, actually. I don't know when that sale ends. Obviously, the Vulcan's still available until April 2nd. So you get the Terrapin, the Reclaimer, and the Cyclone, all that sort of stuff. The ship prices have gone up by around 10%. You can buy them still at their original prices if you buy them with War Bond. So War Bond means new cash, no store credit. If you buy them with store credit, it looks like their prices have gone up by about 10%, and they will probably stay at that 10% hike. You can see here that I've actually had to pay VAT as well, which is 20% on the normal price, but that's because I live in the UK, which makes spaceships more expensive even so than they already are. We will talk about the feature survey in a second, because that's probably the most important thing this week. Roadmap, no real changes on the roadmap other than I believe the shotgun. Yeah, so the Gemini R97 shotgun, which I thought was ready, obviously some reason means that it's been in 3.1's PTU, they've deemed it not ready even though it's in polishing phase for 3.1, has been moved to 3.2. Could be a mistake, could still be going in 3.1, although the roadmap suggests that it's now been moved to 3.2. But other than that, everything else remained pretty much the same, I think. Just progress was made. Everything in 3.1 is now pretty much in the polishing stage, other than potentially I know that even the performance optimizations in polishing. The Terrapin needs a little tiny bit more work, but it's pretty done. What's the server speakers say? Server speakers in polishing as well. It's pretty good. 3.1's looking pretty good. What else we got? We've got Alien Face that we talked about. Ray tracing is going to be cool. We're not sure if Star Citizen is going to adopt any of the ray tracing tech. That's going to come with the new generation of graphics cards. We'll have to wait and see. What was there with the planetary tech updates? Was there anything? So in the ATV, they had a ATV about audio. If you want to listen to that and want to chat, hear them talk about how audio's layered onto each other and how it's how they build it, have a watch of that ATV. However, there was not much tangible gameplay news in that, so I omitted pretty much all of it. However, there was a studio update before it where they talked about getting the character customizer a bit more polished for 3.1 with actual thumbnails showing off your changes and a couple more extra optimizations and customizations for your characters. There's also been loads and loads and loads of planetary tech improvements across all of the moons with object distribution and new ways of doing height and diffuse maps and global maps, color balancing, weather effects, lots of stuff they're doing. They're doing lots more polish. So pretty much every patch we've seen improvement to the planetary tech. And going for the last couple of years, in fact, there's been so much of this improvement. And all this improvement they're making for the moons at the moment goes into all the other planets and all the other biomes that they'll be making, which is cool. They also talked about something called Speed Tree, which I'm not entirely sure what it is, but they said they would talk about it in the future. Prototypes of Hurston and the moons and stuff that have been ongoing as well, so they are making a headway with that as well. And that was kind of it, really. Anything in the newsletter? There was the Scalpel Sniper Rifle, which we'll show off. So this is a Castak Arms Snipper. It looks pretty cool. I like Castak. I think they look like
tricksy little
modern weapons. Wolves20, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciated, my man, or my woman, or my citizen. Non-gender specific sub, thank you. Appreciated. But here's the latest newsletter, if you are so inclined. Pew. People that are wanting to get onto 3.1 now, it's probably going to go to like even wider PTU tomorrow, or obviously it's going to be live next week. If you desperately need to get in today or something, you're thinking about getting on the sub, I would advise you not to subscribe to RSI for just the PTU access, unless you want some of the other perks as well. That's my opinion on it. You can have your own, and that's fine. That's just my opinion. What else we got? I think that was all I wanted to talk about before taking questions and potentially walking around. So let's go pew, like that. Oh, obviously we want to talk about the 3.2 survey. That was the main thing. So let's bring this up actually. So there is a feature survey for 3.2. So 3.1 is coming next week, end of March. And then the next patch they're focusing on is 3.2, obviously. Now, they want public and backer feedback on what features are most important to players to be released in the shorter term. All of these features will eventually be into the game. We're going into the game. And this is just a small cross-section of some of the features that they think might need prioritization for 3.2. So it does include, let's show it on screen actually. So it goes through and explains what each of the mechanics are, and we'll go over that very briefly. But it then asks what 3 features do you think are most important, for feature improvements are most important, and then other than mining for 3.2, it asks what do you then think is the most important out of salvage, repair and refueling as a profession-based mechanic. So mining is going to be like the flagship new mechanic in 3.2, and then they just sort of like want a prioritization of salvage, repair and refueling. So you guys need to think about it and vote on it if you want your voice heard. I'll link the survey here. So mining, whatever, that's going in. But salvage 3.2 would be similar to mining, I suppose. Scavenging materials from wrecked ships that you've destroyed or discovered, nom nom nom, and then selling it, growing it down, all that sort of jazz. Repairing would be repairing ships either by hand or what have you, and then getting fees for that. And then refueling, it would be the ability to gather and transport and refuel another ship. So it's kind of what people want with that. All of those features might make it into 3.2. They just want a prioritization list in case some have to get moved back, which
Tricksy
very
little
likely and very potentially they will have
5
to do.
a.m. here, Bored finally caught a live stream. Keep it up.
Thank you very much appreciated. But they want a prioritization list so they can at least see which to polish more, what needs the most work, what people are most into. With these feature improvements, they did go and describe them. So quantum linking is basically the ability to, in a group or designating a group leader in a group, when one person jumps, everyone quantum jumps with them to the same location. Great for doing group missions. Bam. Improved interdiction is going to be NPCs and players being able to deploy quantum interdiction beacons themselves. So they'll drop them down, if anyone goes through them, they get pulled out of quantum travel. Now, that's going to be in 3.1, the basic quantum disruption anyway. That NPC is going to be able to use it. The players aren't, unless you probably, I don't know, maybe you can bait an NPC for doing it for you. Also, I believe potentially in 3.1, we're actually going to be able to see which enemy ship is actually generating the quantum disruption field. It's going to be like an item on a ship rather than the deployable in 3.1. In 3.2, or potentially in 3.2 onwards, it will be a deployable. Service beacon improvements, so they're looking at improving that a lot. There needs to be more filters, more feedback things, more contracts, more ways of providing assistance, more missions that the NPCs and players can both take and also ask for. So NPCs will be saying, help me, but also NPCs will be able to come and help you. They also want guilds and associations. So this is NPC run and owned orgs, basically, that give you advantages or affect your reputation, or that more people can be part of. They will allow you to get refueling and repair assistance cheaper, potentially, if you're part of the United Wayfarers Club. It gives an example of, or get stuff cheaper at Cryastro, or potentially be more of a target for pirates, I suppose, if you're in certain orgs. If you're on some sort of merchants org, they might go, we're targeting those guys. We'll have to wait and see. I suspect there are slight downsides, even if they're not obvious, eventually, to being in an org or association. Or maybe you can't be in all of them together, or maybe they're going to have some restrictions. And a party system improvement they also want to put in, potentially, which will allow you to cooperate on jobs more, join the same instance. It's basically quality of life for the party system and improvements to it. They want to polish the team chat to make it more robust and intuitive. So, okay, we'll come back to this one actually in a second. Item System 2.0 is pretty big. So they are obviously still implementing Item System 2.0. And this is really important for some of the core gameplay in Star Citizen. This is overheating of weapons and power and misfires and critical damage and lots of stuff. All these connected systems in your ship actually working together through panels. So power is fed into certain systems, and that can cause them to overheat or be used, or that power can be severed. And all of these systems working together, also with wear and tear and damage. It's just a lot more function for shields and power and all of these systems as well. So that's really important. But as I said, all of these will be going into the game at some point. I don't want to overly prejudice certain points of view, but Item System 2.0 I'm going to have to, because I believe in it so much. And the economy and shopping UI experience, and we'll talk about that in a second again, as I said. FPS AI combat, so that is going to be NPCs on the ground and NPCs flying around in EVA, in ships, or camping in a ship, or repelling borders, lots more missions on the ground. So that's pretty cool as well. We'll open up a load more missions and a load more variety. Economy/shopping UI experience. This feature includes the implementation of shopping kiosks in the stores and increased variation of products, including ship items and weapons not physically available to display or even buy in stores. I'm pretty sure that also means ships. Like, they need these new shopping kiosks, they've said time and again, to sell ships in-game with Alpha UEC. I believe that is the thing that is gating them, pretty much. Because if they can sell an item, they can sell a ship. It's just a collection of items. So that is probably, oddly, my top choice because of that. I think it is essential for them to sell ships in-game with Alpha UEC for gameplay loops and hooks to play. Because people are not going to play for 3 months if there's nothing to buy or nothing to do after the first 30 hours. 20, 30 hours in the game, you're going, well, I've done everything 3 times. There's nothing I want to test, and there's nothing I want to buy or play with. But if you can buy Reclaimer in-game to test, and then you can lose it, that is a big gameplay hook. That is something much more tangible. But as I said, they want the prioritization of 3 features. I will vote, but I'm not going to vote in front of people because, I don't want to overly prejudice people. I mean, I do, because some of these I believe in more than others. There's actually 4 here that I really like the look of. But I'd say that they need to polish more than others. But I'm glad they are 100% putting money in. That's good. And obviously, we've got the Reclaimer, so I want salvage more than anything else. That's just me. But make sure you vote. Make sure you have a read. Make sure you have a look. My latest video does go over all of that in a bit more detail as well, so please check that out. Is there anything else that I wanted to recap or talk about? Let's take some questions. Let's take some questiones. If you put question in brackets, I can pick it out significantly easier. Board, is there any info on PvP systems balancing? Will Star Marine be more stable? Star Marine, which doctor's is in? Wow, it's almost an in-joke with me. A Star Marine should be a lot more stable, and a Marine Command a lot more stable with 3.1, yes. PvP system balancing, we'll have to see what they do for the live build, because it's kind of up in the air between each of those PTU patches. They change stuff constantly in those patches. What are the big things that they've added in 3.1? I do have a video on it, but obviously I'm here now on live stream, and me just signposting everything to a video would be a bit gash. So you've got character customizer, and your character the persistence your character will stick effectively. There's lots of planetary improvements as well, so you'll notice visibly that the moons are a lot prettier now. Distress beacons, so service beacons are probably the biggest thing. You can now request pickup and transportation to places, and you can request combat assistance and transfer money to people and rate them based on that. So basically, player-made missions that you go, come and help me, come and deliver me here, move me here, do this, and that's an enforced contract that when you complete that, you'll then get paid. So it allows transfer of money between players as well, and that sort of stuff. Loads of improvements to like the IFCS stuff, which actually is still pending, admittedly, but it's supposed to be coming. Ships are more responsive. ESP is being fixed, although again that is in flux. They keep on testing different things with it. It's the first iteration I played with it. It was jumping around everywhere, my aim, and I had to turn ESP off. And I can't really fly without ESP anymore. I got really used to it in 2.6. There's loads of improvements to the Mobi-Glass and the visors and the HUDs. Lots of cool new weapon damage stuff and lots of new ship items, ship weapons, FPS weapons. Well, not too many FPS. Can't think of actually any. They've added a couple of the weapons that were already in game to FPS, I suppose. There's ships die in much more cool ways. AI is supposed to be more clever. We'll have to wait and see exactly what happens with that. Some of the ships that have been added are the Nox Q, which is just a skin, admittedly. The Reclaimer, which is the biggest ship in the game at the moment and is amazing, and we do need to have a look at it in a bit. The Terrapin, which is a cool ship, the Razor, the racing ship, and the Cyclone, the funnest vehicle they have released. It is awesome. Some ship weapons, and then the main focus of 3.1 is supposed to be this performance optimization. So the idea is higher frame rates, potentially more players in server. We'll have to wait and see, because that's probably something they'll be looking at in 3.3, more players in server. We've got the object container streaming, and then 3.4 they're doing server meshing and even more players in server. But the performance optimization in 3.1 is also serialized variable culling, which is networking based stuff. It's not the networking range-based culling that we wanted, but it is a step towards that. So there's lots of optimization, lots of networking improvements and stuff that's going into 3.1 as well, and a billion bug fixes. So that is what 3.1 brings. Star Citizen HOTAS, they will look at that again once they've released Squadron 42. That's what Sandy said a while ago. That might have changed now, but that's the latest I've heard on it. AI subsumption stuff is super important to them. They are just putting it in, dripping it in, effectively. Expect a lot more of it this year, actually. A lot more. With the FPS AI combat coming online, much more deeper missions, the economy and everything else being tied in to that, to subsumption. It's going to get a lot better. And that combat AI is going to be a lot smarter and a lot less shit. Oh, the White Razor looks amazing, doesn't it? Flight model for HOTAS players. Noob seems to like it, although he's moved on to dual stick. I haven't used my HOTAS for a while, actually. I will try out my HOTAS later this week and mess around with it. I'll also try my Oculus. I'm supposed to be setting up my Oculus today. I'll try my Oculus on Star Citizen again and see if I can get any good experiences out of that. I know I'll have to bodge it to work, but people were saying that Vorpix works a lot better with it now. Have you seen anything about ship dealerships or racetracks? I believe they said recently that they will be putting some love into the racing and racetracks in 3.2, is the potentially in 3.2. Expect to see more, because there's also mission givers and stuff that they are working on, which are to do with racing. Ship dealerships, again, I think 3.2, if we get that, if that shipping, the shop kiosk gets voted up, there's no reason for them not to put them in game then. And I do want to push them to have them in the game. They need to put them in at some point, and I think it's only going to sell them more ships, IRL. Is the Mobi-Glass working properly in the PTU? No. It needs polish. Doesn't always work. There are bugs with it. Will cargo boxes and containers get improved with the implementation of mining? Almost certainly as a subset of mining, they'll have to have cargo specifically for mining, and they'll have to do some extra stuff with cargo and storage. And I suspect every patch will have better cargo boxes and containers, and the physics grids within them as well, getting better and better. So yeah, almost certainly, it's unconfirmed, but I think it's common sense that they will. Any news on the 40014? Had it constantly for 3 days now. You have to wait 10 minutes and log back in, don't you? So I don't know too much about it because it hasn't happened to me. It's still an issue. Workaround, if that client crash occurs, you have to wait 10 minutes and then relaunch. Sorry, dude, that's a shitty bug to have if that's not working still. I am hoping that they do a proper land bike, so a two-wheeled bike. Hover bikes are still not 100%, shall we say. Chris said that by the end of the year, he wants to have a dedicated team for Arena Commander and Star Marine. I suppose that makes sense. If they want to focus more on specifically maps and game modes for those, that's probably quite a good idea, because they can do that separate from the main game development to not affect it too much. And they're good modules to support. I will do vote. I've posted the vote thingamajig a couple of times. It's also just on the main Robot Space Industries website. Would you like CIG to start using their tech to build other games in different genres? Yeah, eventually, but well after they've released episode 3 of Star Citizen of Squadron 42. And what I would like more than that, and significantly sooner than that, is for them to release modding tools. If they just allow the community to go mad with mods and APIs and stuff, they're going to have some great stuff. No question, I'm really looking forward to meeting you and the other guys at Insomnia, Alcohol and LAN with Star Citizen update. It's like a late Christmas and birthday present. And they now say never meet your idols or people that you like on the internet. I will disappoint. No worry, Bombich. I look forward to meeting you, mate. I'm a little worried now because I was expecting to find a kind of cutter hanger or bay in the reclaimer, but there's nothing. Do you think the cutter is still planned? Well, I believe it's the arm brings it in, and the contractor it in, and there's tractors and arms and they hold onto the ship, and that brings it closer, and they contractor it in or pull it in to the nom-nom bay. I think the arm has a cutter on it. I'm not sure how to delete your duplicate or clone ships. I mean, you can... oh, actually, I do know. You can re-upload your... recopy your PTU thing. So if you go and copy your main account back over to the PTU account, copies over, it will get rid of all your cloned and duplicated ships, I believe. Well, I mean, for example... Does it kick me out? No. So, while streaming, so my CPU and GPU is being used for streaming. Oh, you can't see that. Game capture. Sea of Thieves? No. Oh, I see why. Display capture, chats. Oh, this isn't. My frame rate somewhat. So, I get in Hangar while streaming some weird sounds. sound. Around 65 to 70 frames. In the PTU, I'll get 25 to 60. Why am I trying to open the terrapin up from the rear? I'm a monster. Where's the door? Have I lost the door? Where's the door gone? There it is. Door's on the other side. Oh, it's the terrapins spawned in damaged. That's what it is. So some of these component areas are openable, some of them are locked. Eventually you're going to be able to mess around with components in those housings, so you're going to be able to pull parts out to repair them, to replace them, but also to upgrade them, or at least focus them on different areas. So some of these are locked, that's locked. My shower's dripping. Terrapin's cool. But stuff that spawns in the hangars does seem to spawn in damaged. Got the razor. You can see that's why it's PTU as well. There's some random issues, like stuff doesn't spawn properly on the ground. So they haven't got the landing gear to fix correctly to the hangar ground. Got the razor, and they've got the Nox Q over there as well. The Tumble Cyclone, however, is fun. And we'll spawn a Reclaimer in the single player in a second. I think that's probably the best place to see it without getting stressed. I don't want stress today. I'm pretty... need to be chilled, bro. Engage systems. So this vehicle on the moon, jumping around sand dunes, is fucking great. Yeah, it feels like it's got weight. It still needs to... You can hit vehicles so hard they disappear from the universe. Oh. Oh no. And this is why it's in PT. Now I'm in the gubbins of it. I'm inside gubbins. Oh no. I'm fused with the ship. I can see the components really well. Let's go back to that for now. You can see, and that's why it's PTU. But even after it's out of PTU, it's in alpha still. We're going to have stupid fucking bugs constantly. It's just beautiful what they're doing. And they are making some pretty good progress. But also, we get some fucking stupid ass bugs. What do you think about the Razor's cockpit view? It's hell. It's literally like hell. Some of the ship's cockpits at the moment, you're just like a foot too short for them. Or maybe not a foot, but like 6 inches too short. And you just see over there, you have to fly by the HUD. And with the SP not working, it's just hell. Have you seen the new Dice Saloon bar in Brighton yet? No. No. Dice Saloon start? No. Should I have? Feel free to message me about it. I'll have a look, because, you know, Brighton's pretty close to me. It is within a visitable area. Yes, I can happily shill for Samsung 850 drives. They are great cost to performance. They are awesome. Can confirm. No friends that have bought them. Hi Bored. How many ships will be possible to spawn for every player? We don't know in the released game. There may be limits on it. There may not. There probably will be some form of limit actually, so that people don't do something cray-cray. How will this component housing be sold on single-seater ships? What do you mean? You'll have to go outside of your ship, So, like, for example, on the Buccaneer, its components are exposed on the exterior, pretty much. Which is where its downside is that if it gets hit in them, it's fucked. Or that particular component is. So you get out of your cockpit and you hand weld it, or fix it outside your ship. Any word on the Carrack? Not really. They do know that it is an important ship, though. I can tell you from my office tour that they are aware of that. They've got it in mind, at the very least. How does the front entry on the Reclaimer work? There's a lot going on with the Reclaimer. So there's little side lifts that can grab you. So they come down, all the way down, and one person can get in and out to this like long extendable lift on each side. I can't fucking remember. There's a lot going on with the Reclaimer, and I've been pretty tired. We'll mess around with it in a minute. Their starters every few seconds, like to get fixed or lessened till the updates live released. Did CIG say anything about the cause? So, stellars in the persistent universe are probably to do with the huge ships, like the Reclaimers, lots of them being spawned, and interdiction, and items not being culled properly, and pirates not being cleaned up afterwards.
I couldn't choose a sound for being hosted,
so
I decided to use this.
Oxford, thank you very much. Appreciate the host. That's the sort of thing that I'm going to be working for the live build coming next week. Hopefully that should all be fixed by then. It doesn't seem that big an issue compared to issues we've had previously, so it's not an insurmountable issue for them to fix. How did you get that Cyclone in the hangar? I don't see it on the ship list. So where you spawn, to the left of you, there's like the buggy slots, so you can spawn the Grey Cat, the Cyclone, or the Ursa there. It's like the little side thing to the left of you, rather than on the main ships. Is the repair active in 3.1? There's no hand repair. There's only the repair we already had with Cryastro. When is the Cyclone back in sale? It's on sale now. It's on sale now, bro. Get all the 3.1 things. Oxford, thank you very much for the host. I love your face. You should all subscribe and love Oxford, or follow him at least. He does great Star Citizen kind of content and streaming, and lots of other games as well, but talks about it in quite a honest, genuine, how he feels about it way, and looks through all the community stuff. Whereas I'm very enthused about everything I do, because otherwise I wouldn't do it. He does it more for, because he's a real person, whereas I'm an amalgamation of the internet. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. I'm really tired. Go watch him. His stuff's good. I like him. Has anything surprised you, good or bad, with any of the 3.1 ships? The Cyclone buggy is fucking amazing. Like, it's a really fun experience to just drive around on the planet. I can definitely see the Daymar rally working now. Like, it's like, this is really fucking fun. And the Reclaimer is just massive. Like, it's stupendously massive. It's my birthday tomorrow. It's Zin's birthday today. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm 33 tomorrow, I think. Any ideas / updates on multi-GPU support for the game? They're going to be integrating Vulkan and DirectX 12 at some point. That's when we'll have multi-GPU stuff. I will have fun at Insomnia Excalibur. Thank you very much for joining us. I love your face. Ba, ba, ba. You're in a desert, walking along in the sand, and all of a sudden you look down and see a terrapin. Leon is crawling towards you. You reach up and flip the terrapin on its back. Leon. The terrapin lies on its back. It's barely baking in the hot sun, beating its legs, trying to turn itself over, but it can't. Not without your help. But you're not helping. Why? I am a Cylon. I know it's a Blade Runner reference, but Cylons are basically the fucking themajigs, aren't they? They're the same thing. They're both robot people. Am I wrong? Terminators. Is that from Terminator? I've just been So a lot of the stuff I'm saying in my head, or saying that as it comes out of my mouth, I'm thinking, I've watched a lot of YouTube videos recently about shit that's happened to people that I think is really unfair, and some of it quite deserved. And some people seem to get away with terrible shit, or being cocks as content creators, and other people seem to get crucified for being not dicks, or just stupid. So my balance of what's unfair and what's right and wrong at the moment is pretty skewed. So I apologise if I say anything weird. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you still suggest a full reinstall for 3.1? Yeah, I kind of do. However, well, you can get away with just an update when it's the live build probably, and deleting your user folder, and then just re-verifying. You can probably get away with that. The data patch is supposed to be there for that. If you want to be like super cautious, reinstall your graphics card drivers, reinstall the game entirely, boom, and clean your drivers as well. With Microtech not yet showing on the roadmap, that's true. Do you have any thoughts on when Stanton, the first system, will be totally complete? Each system will be quicker, but over a year for one. That's true. So once they finish Stanton, they can much more rapidly iterate on the other systems. However, they are working on other systems already. I don't know how much is... So they need to... They could basically finish the Stanton system off with probably with 3.2 if they wanted to, because they could just not have such.
I'm going to buy so many spaceships.
Thank you very much, Quantum Monkey.
A bit poor ATM, but I'm sure someone can do better. Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Thank you so much for the donation, Quantum Monkey. As I said, no one needs to donate or give just your views, feedback, and appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Quantum Monkey, I enjoy playing games with you as well. You're a good chap. Thank you very much for getting involved. But thank you so much. Very, very much appreciated. You're a legend. I will have a beer, or a cider, in fact, next week with that. So they could technically complete... They could probably complete it now, but we wouldn't have such diverse biomes. We'd just have the same biomes or some similar biomes on planets, and then the start of procedural cities and stuff. So that with procedural cities done, with more biomes done, they can much more rapidly iterate stuff. So the Stanton system being complete represents a massive cross-section of those biomes and all that core tech being done. So Microtech's probably the hardest one because it's domed cities and snowstorms. So that is like the top, the hardest thing probably for their weather tech and procedural city stuff to do. I would assume. And I know I'm kind of just putting that assumption on my ass, but you know it's that's probably why it's the last one to go on. I mean, Crusaders technically not on that list either. However, once they finish that tech for the gas cloud stuff, then they can rapidly put in. It's not Lawville. What's I can't remember what the name of the landing zone on the floating city on Crusaders called. But that one, I'll remember it in a minute. Will the Cyclone fit in the Avenger rework? No, it will not. I can confirm the Cyclone will not fit in the Avenger, not even with the rework. Does the Cyclone fit in the main elevator? I haven't tried. We'll have a look. We'll try and work it out. Yeah, you could probably get it in there. Whatever, because you both did kind of go vertical with it, but not properly. In your opinion, should I upgrade my Origin X1 to a Cyclone? Yeah. Yeah, you should. The Cyclone's amazing. Object container streaming is coming in patch 3.3. Object containers, however, are the reason that they had to rebuild the verse for 3.0. So object containers exist, just the streaming tech that will give us the improvements isn't in yet. Well, I think the text there, it's not. It's basically not working. When will we have missions using ground vehicles? Good point. technically now, you can use a ground vehicle for a mission. Expect it much more for when AI are on the ground. So combat AI, one of those features you can vote on for 3.2. Don't worry, critical thinking is important. Ugh. We will do some ergonomic stuff as well on my website for 3.1 stuff. So pre-made bindings, that sort of stuff, pre-made settings, bindings, user.cfgs and stuff like that. I've rewritten all the stuff, so it's all of the latest user.cfg information. It is very few commands, but there's a couple of cool ones in there, like the showing your FPS and your memory usage and stuff like that. I'm sure some more aren't locked or won't be locked in the live build. We'll have to wait and see the live build for that. So you saw the new ATV about sound, right? My question is, in space, can no one hear you scream? In space, as long as you're playing Star Citizen, people can hear you scream, based on the distance you are away from them, because they've gone for fun and gameplay over realism with sound in space. Why do you think they are doing all of these other planets in 3.4 but not Crusader? It's more because some stuff's just not on the roadmap yet, because they don't know where it's going to fall. So when they finish the gas tech, which is probably a Squadron 42 more based thing, sort of, like a Squadron 42 teams on it, potentially, that will then allow them to finish off the Crusader landing zone. Can a rover fit inside the elevator of the Reclaimer? We just talked about that, probably. Hey, BoredGamer, have you tried any of the 3D mice? Yeah, I've got a Lepix one, 3.3 mouse. I just haven't used it yet. I will look at it. If someone needs to just remind me on Discord, I'll have a look at it. X1 versus Nox versus Cyclone. The Cyclone. I mean, it can't float or hover, but it is the funnest thing in the game at the moment. So they're doing clever things with GPU particles when it comes to weather. So not as likely as you think to have performance issues. Yeah, Stanton needs the object container streaming to be completed as well. The planets, the size of those objects and some of the larger ships, they need object container streaming to come online. Oh, I said, yeah, I suppose I did say they could potentially finish technically Stanton like now if they wanted to. I was talking about smaller entities as well, but I did not make that clear. Fair point. Object containers in 3.3, which is September. 3.2 June, 3.3 September, 3.4/4.0, depending on what they call it, December. Do you think they are ever going to make the game runnable on not good tier PCs? Yes, it will certainly be more scalable in the future. With new hardware coming out, will you be upgrading your graphics cards? Almost certainly, yes. Next question on streaming PC. Is there a good build for streaming PC? Depends if you want to go for a two PC system or a one PC system. There's lots of stuff to be doing that. Thank you very much. I have obtained 100,000 subs. You can more than welcome to drop me a message on my Discord and I'll give you some signposting to that. I have an Endeavour and the loaner is a Starfarer. I'm tempted to buy a Cyclone, but don't want to get it if the loaner changes to a Reclaimer. Do you think that's likely? Don't know. Don't know. However, would the Endeavour become a Reclaimer? I don't know. You will be able to earn that Cyclone in-game at some point as well. Is SLI fixed in this build? They have put SLI fixes in. I'm not sure to what extent, though. I do not have an SLI set up myself. Do you think there will be massive subterranean areas on planets and moons? There are, but they will be, at the moment, the thinking for them, for large subterranean areas, caves, underground bases and stuff, is handcrafted by devs. It's not procedural at all. It's going to be handcrafted. If they do have procedural tech and stuff like that for caves in the future, which they might, we will find more about it. Thanks, Noob, for this beautiful my face and 100k spam. Appreciate. With all the ships in game already and people voting for exploration type gameplay, are they not spending too much time on ships and not enough time on galaxy development? Totally separate teams for that. They need both. The ships and the ship teams are separate from and they're on different fucking floors in the Foundry 42 office building. No, I think they're spending a good amount of time on both. A lot of the time, it looks like they are just doing concept sales all the time, and that's what they're spending most of their time and attention on. That is not true. That's just simply not true. However, they are spending a good amount of time on it, and ships and vehicles are important. But they've hired more people to do that. There are around 450 plus external contractors. It's a lot of people. They can do both. They're not mutually exclusive. I am waiting to get my laptop. So I've still got my reasonable laptop, which has got a 1060 in it and a 770, but I want a 6-core with a 1080 in it. I know that's overkill, but that's what I wanted. That will allow me to do full-on gaming, full-on recording, loads of shit. I've got the money for that. I'm waiting for those 6-core, 12-thread, 8th gen laptops to come out, and I will probably wait for the GTX 20s to be in as well. It just seems sensible. Unless I'm pushed to do it earlier for some reason. Creatures, monsters, gremlins, give me something. 4.3 maybe, or am I too optimistic? So they're working on their own facial rigs for aliens. Okay, so that's the humanoid ones, like Vandal and everything like that, so they can have Andy Serkis doing that, blah, 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 blah. As we saw earlier, with the random alien, which is very Vandal-like. So I potentially think that maybe that was inspired by the Vandal, but it could just be a random alien, whatever. Flora, fauna, more fauna, I suppose, is what we're talking about. I think we'll start to see some before the end of the year. Just me personally. Probably like CitizenCon and stuff as well. Start to see some animals. But they haven't really talked much about it, so. Given the completed version, what style of game will you play Star Citizen for most? FPS, RPG, lore? Oh, so I'm an economy and farmer at heart. I like economy stuff, I like trading, I like farming, I like industry, I like building chains of things. So I'll do stuff like that. But I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything at least. I love the idea of boarding, I love the idea of ship capture, I love E-War. I love everything that Star Citizen is. It's got all of my itches for all game genres in it. Will we ever get stuck outside our ship demanding the AI opens the pod bay doors? Maybe as a mission, but probably never on your own ships. Like, there might be missions where you're going, why have the crew died, why is the ship derelict? And it's because the AI's gone mad, or something like that. And there might be little bespoke missions like that. That's the sort of cool story things that they might do. And then it'll be like, and this is why we don't have AI robots in the game because of lore, because they go mad, or whatever. What do you think of the 600i evolution? I need to see it finished. My brain can't conceptualize stuff like that very well. When will the game be playable? I have a GTX 1070, and I have under 5 frames all the time. Wait for 3.1, see if it gives you an improvement. If it doesn't, then wait for 3.3. Object container streaming. I was talking to Aaron about it. He thinks that 3.4 or 4.0 at the end of the year in December will be a time for people that are not as enthusiastic about the project. That will be the time to get them to have a look at it. That was the time to get your friends to go, let's play together, let's have a game, let's see if you like it. So I'm assuming that will have barriers to entry that are a lot easier. I recall some time ago, Aaron was talking about in-game ship purchases for 3.1. Yeah, he was. Now it looks like it's been pushed back further and still not confirmed in stone for 3.2. That is correct. Yeah, that isn't a concern for me. I wanted ship purchasing in 3.0. Now it's not going to be in 3.1, and they said they need the shopping kiosks for that. So I'm going to vote for shopping kiosks in the thing, and then hold them to building ships as purchasable in 3.2. I say hold them. I mean hold them too very lightly. I will get very grumpy. I will push for answers if they don't, because that is what I want for 3.2. They are aware the community wants that. I think it's not just me and a few other vocal people, is it? I don't 100% know. I just assume. I voted for party system, FPS, AI combat, and quantum linking for improved team-based gameplay. In fact, they might already just like be 100% in 3.2, which is why it wasn't on that survey at all. But I'm pretty sure they need those shopping kiosks. I voted for party system, FPS, AI combat, and quantum linking for improved team-based gameplay. What is your opinion of the options available? Okay, so everyone needs to make their own choice about this. However, I will give mine. So out of the professions, I'd most like salvage because the reclaimer's in. Nothing more than that. So because of ships in game, I want ships purchasable in game without VUC. I'm going to poke at my first choice being economy, shopping, UI experience, because I think then there's no excuse to not have ships in game, purchasable in game. FPS combat AI is really important. Item system 2.0, systems and weapons, is really important because as soon as that's in, then you start to get a feel for more of the complexity of the ship combat going forward. Quantum linking is really cool because then you can do more group stuff, but so is guilds, associations, and the party system. Like, so really, I want 4. Really, I'd vote for economy, shopping, and UI experience. Item system 2.0, FPS AI combat, and quantum linking would be my 4th if there was a 4th. And then I do want them. The issue is I kind of want all of that. I know that we are going to get all of it, and I know that everyone probably wants all of that. Yeah, that's my opinion on that currently. That might evolve slightly by tomorrow evening. That's what I'm planning to vote myself. I'm going to have another look at it, read everyone's like view back points on Reddit, because I quite like Reddit and I quite like shit posts and I quite like information from informed sources and trash sources and people that don't know what they're talking about. I consume it all and then make a decision based on what I perceive to be right for me. That's what I do with pretty much everything. I think like individual opinions and what works for you is the best thing to do. And absorbing information from all sources, whether that's supposed to be good or bad, helps you make that decision. Because at least gives you other people's points of view. But that's my opinion. Oh my god, noob, what are you pasting? You're pasting my social blade details. I assume that is. Doesn't say I'm an animal channel though. Yes, I am at over 100,000 subs on YouTube, which does mean that I am getting a silver YouTube play button, which is amazing. And I thank you very much for everyone. It's a great birthday present because tomorrow is my birthday. So it's great. Thank you. Noob, and like Noob, I've got you partly and more majorly. Thank you as well for that because you're great to bounce ideas off. And I think that we are going to be some of the best Star Citizen channels in the business in the future as well because we work towards it and we really enjoy it. And we are not in any way paid or endorsed by CIG, well at least not paid or given anything. They may endorse us, but that's nothing that I'm aware of. Yeah. But I do love their game. I love Star Citizen. I love the project. And I love the amount of news they produce on it because it allows me to make a whole channel about it. What is your thoughts on CIG reselling the limited Nox Q? Are they selling the... Oh no. Don't really care that much about it. It's only for a very limited time. When can you scratch your Walter White itch? So I suspect the science gameplay is going to be some of the last gameplay they do mechanically. Just bear that in mind. So a while. It's going to be a while. Potentially like a year and a half sort of thing. Don't know what Star Citizen's going to be rated. They're going to go for the lowest, best rating they can to be more appealing across countries and more sellable. In RTV, it sounds like Chris Roberts doesn't want you to have enough power to run all your components. That is correct. Well, you can run your components, but you have to make concessions between components and stuff. Yeah, it will be. It will certainly be more ergonomic. All the MFDs and the hotkeys that you have available to be able to change power settings, to be able to tweak your shields and stuff like that. But also, they want it important that another seat in a ship makes it a lot better. So, if you've got the Super Hornet, having another player in that seat that's controlling the turret, maybe doing your shields and power and stuff, that will make your ship a lot more effective. That's the idea. Yes, get an SSD for Star Citizen. Jesus. Yes. I have not voted in the 3.2 survey yet. I'm taking a little bit more time to mull it over. It's one of the other reasons I didn't want to overly prejudice people with my opinions, because they're not fully formed, my opinions, yet. The importance of having purchasable ships in-game in the shorter term is because they can have it in-game, because it there's nothing really stopping them having that in-game, other than those shopping kiosks, as they say. It allows them to test progression. It allows more people to be able to test different ships. It allows them to start to work out those values of the ships moving forwards. They can use their price fixer tool and all that sort of stuff to work out the value of all those components, how durable the ships are. It gives them more metrics about ships in general. But more importantly to any of that, it gives them... gives people like me, gives players hooks to play. There is something to spend your UBC on. There is something to work towards. There are lots of things you can unlock then. You go, great, why am I playing? Because I want this ship. Because I want to get this ship and I want to play with this ship. I want to do that. So you can buy yourself a Reclaimer. That would be fucking great. Obviously, you only get it for the patch you're on, but you're playing it to mess around with ships and to test the alpha, so you're also giving them important feedback about progression, which does need to be thought about now. You don't have to spend real cash. No. God, no. Will there be a good anti-cheat system implemented to Star Citizen? So, they can do some solid stuff for the persistent universe, obviously. I doubt it's going to be particularly easy to cheat in that, and they'll have to have permanent bans for people that do cheat. Star Marine and Arena Commander may be more easy to cheat in. I don't know what that
I've
is going to be.
bullets like
Thank you very
beautiful.
much, Suntil. Thank you so much. That is a lot of cheer. And happy birthday to me. Thank you. Appreciate it. I am 32 currently, but in 10 hours and 15 minutes, I will be 33. Oh my god, I'm an old bastard. I'm a beautiful, beautiful egg. I've lost quite a lot of weight as well recently. I still need to lose a stone and 3/4, whatever, to get down to a healthy, non-obese BMI. So we'll sort that out. Thank you very much. Thank you for the cheer. I don't know why I went off on the tangent that I'm fat. I encourage everyone to vote in that survey. And if you don't know what to vote for, form opinions first. Have a good sit down and have a think. You don't have to vote. You don't have to rush vote. You can watch other people's opinions, listen to other people and think, yeah, I agree with that, or no, I don't agree with that, or I get 1 to 15 frames for the first 10 minutes of Star Marine because I'm still loading in everything. So I think that's why I get such good frame rates, me and Noob and stuff, because we've got Optane drives. Star Marine's so empty because it's not a focus testing at all in the PTU at the moment. The current focus on PTU is, let me bring this up on the screen for you. So the part of the PTU tests is to focus on particular things. So current testing focus in the PTU is Arena Commander, Combat in Swarm, and Multiplayer. Focus on ESP, new ship weapons, and AI pilot behavior, as well as racing, the Razor against and with other ships, and the universe. They are testing service beacons, Reclaimer, Terrapin, and Cyclone. No current tests for Star Marine, so no one is playing, or very few people are playing, because it's not as focused test. And you can see the latest patch notes here, but you can also see them on my channel constantly, because one of the things I want to do. So with my channel moving forward, I want to do guides and news and all that every week, especially when the game's released and stuff. But patch notes, I want it to be like one of the main sources that people would come to listen to a patch notes reading, and then we will, in a separate video, rip apart those patch notes to say what that means for you change-wise. If you're having an impossible time, just nice. Wait, don't have to rush vote now. Have a read. Have a read on Reddit or the forums and stuff. See what people think. See what you think is best for your gameplay experience. What do you think is lacking at the moment? Have a look at the roadmap as well and see what other features are going to be making it in to 3.2. I think it's 35 gigs for the current build. Let me just check for you. Let me check for... So the current 3.0 build is 39 gigs almost. And the PTU build is 38.4. So they're around the same size. So 40 gigs to be sort of like certain, to be safe. 3.0 Star Marine was crap, yeah. It wasn't super awful, but it was bad compared to like previous. 3.1 should be better. Cannot confirm until a live build, unfortunately, because I won't know until the live build. It should be a lot better. Lux from CIG, thank you very much, mate. Thank you for the happy birthday. I'm sorry I didn't see you. I saw you, the back of your head, in the office tour I went on on the 9th. But I'm sorry I didn't get to chat to you afterwards. Hopefully you're attending BoredGamer. If you are, then I'll grab you a drink. We can have a chat. So Luke, really nice chap. I can't remember your title. Is it Head of the Persistent Universe Live? Lead designer of the live universe. It's something cool. And Luke is a really nice guy. And last time, I've seen him a few times, and I get to chat to him for a little bit. But the first time I met him, I had a terrible anxiety attack, and I was pretty like shaky, and I wanted to talk to him, but I couldn't. But yeah, I'm ashamed I didn't get to see you last time, mate. Are you a critter? I don't know what that means. Am I naive? Is trading between struts on Port Olisar for quick money still a thing in 3.1? I haven't actually tried it. I doubt it will be in the live build. I will be 33 tomorrow. Jogongka Char, if you go onto WTF Sources channel and type in exclamation point question, you'll get the redacted questionnaire thing there. Is there a design doc for science gameplay yet? You can read the all the info on the Endeavour. That gives you a huge amount of the science gameplay. It gives you all of the first sort of like conceptual ideas of it, and it's the closest thing we have to a design doc on science currently. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andy. Appreciated for the many happy returns. Hope to see you at BoredGamer as well, bro. I am 7 foot. No, I'm 5'7". I'm pretty short. Given your unique hairstyle, do you not feel being targeted by pigeons when you go out on the street? Fucking pigeons. Classic pigeon behaviour. No, I'm pretty good. They seem to leave eggs alone. Or are you worried they're going to roost upon me? Do you think if they drop ships in-game, they will be balanced to the intended value in the persistent universe? Reclaimer would be billions of UEC. Is that really opening up the option for most? The value of the ships in real money doesn't necessarily indicate the value in-game. The larger ships like the Reclaimer are likely to be a lot of UEC, or Alpha UEC. They need to work out the progression and the value of those ships. And obviously they're going to be slightly dynamic and change over time, because the cost of materials will change, the components will change, so there'll be shortage of some and that sort of stuff. And time may be a factor as well with that. So it's something they should get in earlier rather than later, in my opinion. Congrats on the weight loss, thank you. Well, there's a lot more that needs to be lost. I built up a substantial stash. Why is no one playing PTU Star Marine? I've been in the lobby for 20 minutes. As I said, it's not a test focus. You might be able to try changing the servers you're looking for. Yeah, any SSD will be a huge performance boost. The 850 Samsung's really great price performance. Optane, obviously, top-end performance, but very expensive. And then you've got like the Samsung 960s, which are pretty much the best, in my opinion, because I say the best, they are the best value to price performance, sort of like to the dollar. They are not too expensive. They give you huge amounts of space and great transfer rates. I don't actually know how long the 3.1 sells on for, no. .1 is only a week away, so I'm reading this from the newsletter. To prepare, we're scrambling the fleet and preparing to introduce 5 new vehicles into the PU. We're offering them along with a handful of classic ships for a limited time. Just as a limited time. Probably until April 2nd. That's when the Vulcan stops being sold as well. I don't know why they haven't got the BoredGamer or the egg hairstyle in the character customizer. Like, we're bald already. Why have you removed my ability to be bald? Like, just have it as an option. God damn it. Will we see the retribution in the PU? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to be destroyed in the Squadron 42 storyline, or if there will be one that exists. Do you think we'll be able to wear normal clothes over the top of a basic flight suit? No. The flight suit is basically armor. So you have your civilian clothing, and you have your armor sets, and your flight suit is, or the undersuit is part of the armor sets. And that instantly goes over all civilian clothing. Have you ever sat on a wall? Have you ever had a great foot? Fuck you, Randy Stulkup. I am not Humpty Dumpty. Fortunately, I have the National Health Service. Have they added new mission types to 3.1? Yeah, sort of. And we've got more variety of stuff. And we have well, it kind of opens up gameplay by fixing bugs as well. But we also have the surface beacons, which are missions. I'm not a furry. No. Although I would love a beautiful bushy tail, and sometimes I like to dress as a fox, and sometimes I'm a fox. What happens if you lose one of the drones from the Aegis Vulcan? Well, the idea was that you're supposed to have... You've got 4 drones on there, so then you'd have 3. The idea is that it can work perfectly functional, well and efficiently with just 2 drones. Because you can only send commands to 2 drones and 2 drones efficiently, although you can technically have all of them out doing stuff still. Where can I vote on 3.2? I will keep on pasting this because I think it's important. There you go, bud. Yes, that's what I was talking about. I'm hoping that that with the addition of new shopping kiosks, that we'll be able to buy ships in 3.2, and that is what I will be pushing for, because I don't think there's an excuse now for that. I might. Okay, so next weekend for one of the days, I am dressing up as a Japanese schoolgirl. One of my viewers did pay me a ridiculous amount of money to dress up as a schoolgirl in PUBG and in real life. So we're going to be doing that while we're at I-62, and we thought it'd be funnier to actually do it when there's a cosplay day, and we're just two dudes dressing up as Japanese schoolgirls. What's wrong with that? Me and Deathcore together, beautiful. The Reclaimer cannot fit in the hangar currently, no. You can spawn it, we'll show you in a minute, but we can spawn it in single player, Arena Commander, or you can spawn it on a landing pad in Port Olisar, which have been made bigger for it. Although in the PTU testing, there's just a load of people trying to spawn Reclaimers. Do you think we're about to melt ice on frozen planets and moons like Yella by mining through it or similar? I think you're about to mine through it. Regarding Lost Drone, would that mean you'd have to buy a new one? Well, you can repair them, but yeah, you'd have to buy a new one with in-game money. Not real money, don't worry. Right, I'm going to jump into the game very briefly. Oh god, I'm still stuck in that. Let us bring this up here. Boom. Boom. So actually I can do this here. Bring this over here. Yes, so we'll be streaming when we're at I-Series. So when we're at Insomnia, we'll be streaming at some point throughout the day.
Aegis combat assist activated. Systems green.
So you will see, I will post pictures or a video or a stream of us dressed as Japanese schoolgirls. Don't worry. If that was a worry that you had, I pity you very much. That's not too loud, is it now? So this is the beautiful Reclaimer. You can't really get a feel for its size here, but I'm a little dude there, just there in the center of it, and the ship is big. The ship is very big. H is your friend. H gets you out of all the seats and chairs, nice and easy as a hotkey. So we got some drone operators and tractor beam operators and stuff here. So drone operators. It's a tractor beam operator seat, but I'm assuming it can probably also be used for drone operation. Lots of different scanning stations and remote turret stations. The Nom Nom room as well. I don't think those are spinning yet. At some point those will be spinning. Got the elevator here. Lots of signposting around the ship at the moment. How will modding work in Star Citizen? Don't know 100% know yet. It's supposed to be modding tools that are accessible to people. I don't know what that means even really. I'll push so that we can have the best possible modding tools. I think a lot of people will. I don't think my opinion will change much because they will give us the most ergonomic tool set they can, the most powerful tool set. We should be able to have private servers. We should be able to have mod our own game variants and game types. So full conversions. Is the idea. Do you think the Pioneer will be able to construct large landing pads in sections? Yes, I think they've said that. They've semi-confirmed that you'll be able to have landing pads or landing strips or some such, and that it may be constructed in multiple sections. The Claw! So now we are up to the habitation deck. So we've got the turrets, which I don't think you can actually go up to yet. Oh, you can. Oh, wow, my hands are actually on the ladder. I clipped through at the last hurdle. So you've got the turret room here. the spinny turrets. Go to the drone room. So drones are going to be operated remotely, but like ships, I believe. So you'd sit here and you control it like you would be being in a ship. And they'll be stored in here, the drones, in racks. I assume they get ejected through here, but this is where they'd be re-outfitted, resupply, repaired. Gravity generator room. It's pretty cool. I suspect that effect will get better and better. 3.1 is currently just in the PTU, available to Evocati. I love the fact that it's actually glowing on my face. Evocati subs, RSO subs, and Concierge, which is a little bit upsetting to me because I do want the wider PTU waves to go out. But they will live build next week, hopefully more waves tomorrow, and the next day, and next day. So it's out to everyone before then. More escape pods. There were escape pods next to the bridge as well, I believe. One-man escape pods, or one-person escape pods. I thought this was the habitation deck rather than the tech deck. Or is this habitation as well? It's habitation as well. So it's like tech deck. This takes you to the docking collar. This is a very alien-esque ship. Sit down. 2-person if you're feeling cuddly, yes. Yes, this ship's on sale. It's the biggest ship in the game currently. It will be available to fly in 3.1, but not much use. It's fucking awesome. It's cool to look around and go, oh my god, they're able to do this. Even without object container streaming, a ship of this size can exist in verse. I've got 70 frames while I'm running around it. This is the captain's room. They've got these things as well now. So starting to... I think you can actually stow weapons fully. So I can... yeah, so... See, that was a feature I was not expecting. I think you can, in some areas and lockers, you can actually place your, you can place it in the racks properly now. Oh, was that just carrying in my hand? I didn't actually know that. That's, will that raise it? I have to press the button again to get it out. Yeah, okay. That's pretty cool. I didn't actually know that. Living quarters for the crew. Bathroom and showers. So this is the poop poops and the shower showers. Poop poop. I like the idea actually of with the inner thought. I like the idea of being able to lock certain things out of inner thought. So you go, I'm in combat mode. I don't want it to be able to interact with my gun by accident. Like say I'm running up to a medical panel here, trying to grab that, but I accidentally click on stow my gun rather than interact with the panel. I want to be able to lock certain functions out. I own a lot of ships, pretty much all the industry ones now. So this is the main elevator. So at the end of the ship, opposite from the bridge, is the main elevator. This takes us to a load of areas which we will look at in a minute. This will take us to the outside of the ship as well. This is a very good entry point for EVA. There's one on each side. No! No! Oh, God. Oh, God. Where am I? Of course, I'm inside the ship. Oh, oh. So, So this is one of the reasons in PTU, because I literally just clipped through the ship there. Let's close that and pretend that didn't happen. So we're going to go to the sub deck. So this is where the power plant is. The cool little hexagonal power plants. Oh no, no! This is pretty cool. There's certainly some very good visuals. Obviously, this is showing the damaged effects, because when you spawn these in, they seem to think they're damaged. This is just a little sub deck. Give you access to these components. How'd you get the alien to burst out your chest? Do you have to be in the mess hall? Yeah, you have to be hungry in the mess hall. So this elevator basically gives you access to everywhere that you want to go. This is the relatively complex... Oh, this is very claustrophobic. Look at all these places to go. Let's go to the salvage bounty first. Let's do them one by one and in order. Star Citizen's around 40 gigs at the moment. It's 30, just about to hit 39 gigs, I believe. So this is a pretty cool little salvagey area to look down upon. The storage areas. Oh, it's pretty cool, isn't it? The reclaimer, it is big, but as soon as you get your head around that it is very linear, it's pretty easy to navigate. Let's get the salvage processing, the nom nom room. So you could get a you could drive it in from somewhere else. You could get a cyclone in here, potentially. Not sure why you'd want to. This is where the salvage like sorting gets done, I believe. Oh, sorry. Did you not see? I apologise. I will turn on the light. So I've got very vivid monitor settings for myself. I thought the light might blind some people. Go to the salvage hold. What gameplay feature that is currently not planned for Star Citizen do you think would make the game? More industry stuff, so I think probably manufacture. Having full-on manufacture where players can build weapons components, do full farming of those materials you need for them, and like the construction of ships as well for that. I think that would really aid the economy and make for an even better game. They walk for the reclaimer. Oh, that's interesting. The LOD's reversed on the door. So when I'm far away, see the LOD, the panel on the right. Then when I get close, it reverses. See, interesting bugs. Assume that's a level of detail thing. Oh my god. Bug report! Bug report! No. Oh, cock, I'm shit. I'm good. Cargo room's pretty small, actually, isn't it? Let's open up more. Suppose it. Oh. No. No. Yes. Okay, there is a hole in the wall where I can EVA there. It thinks there is space. Let's get it back. Let's get it back inside. Okay, so, yeah, you could, you could technically get a terrapin on here, yeah, terrapin? You could technically get a cyclone or one of the other vehicles on here, not an Ursa, but like a cyclone or probably a cyclone, or one of the bikes, but you'd have to have a friend to open the little gate for you. So these ramps go down. And then you'd go up. But yeah, that's the reclaimer. It's moosive, but once you get your head around it, it's quite easy to traverse. The Starfarer is built in a way that it's actually quite complicated to traverse, and it kind of gets you lost. But the reclaimer, not so much. It's one of the reasons I like the reclaimer actually so much. It's very sensibly built. Yeah. Can I turn myself into spaghetti? No. Can't. I don't know how to get into the grind room, actually. To that actually grindy area. Huh. Oh, it's just behind those doors, isn't it? It's behind the salvage room doors. Just can't open them. I think one of the reasons the ship has poor lighting is because it's its damage mode. Yeah, it needs to be lit up a lot better. 100%. 100%. So it's just there. The nom-nom room. Well, now we're stuck here forever. Oh well. Answer some questions and then go for lunch. Bam. That was the reclaimer. It's fucking big. We'll do a proper walkthrough of it in a video. There we are. No way out. So, anyone got any other questions? What do you think salvage base will look like? Thinking it's a scrap metal, tidy cubes of crushed metal, recognizable parts. I think it'll be tidy cubes of crushed metal. I also think that there'll be salvage sorting, which will be actual ship components and stuff that you've brought on a board. Although maybe that would go into cargo. Yeah, they need better lighting on the ship, but it's that was its damaged state lighting anyway, so. But much better lighting, agreed. The Prospector is currently being sold. Do you think it will be available in the 3.2 timeframe? The Prospector's already in. Prospector was in 3.0, mate. I think it will be usable for 3.2. Its mechanics will be there, but it's already in the game. Claw magic storage profit. That is how the mechanic works. How do you think modding will work in an MMO? Would you need to separate instance where that said mod works? Yeah, so I mean, if it's just a little UI thing like you have in with APIs that you have in WoW, assistance mods, then that can persist in the game. If it's conversion mods where they change things, they'll have to be on its own server, or have to be in addition to the game. So either CIG need to go, yeah, this is fine, this is official, boom, it's in the game now. So it's not really a mod anymore, it's been subsumed into the main game, or it will be on private servers, private mods, total conversions, that sort of thing. Is it worth spending £10 for access to 3.1? Wait for a few days, unless you want something else that sub access gives you. So being a sub, if you like the idea of any of the other sub rewards, you're like, well, I was going to do the sub anyway, but now I also want to get access to the game earlier, then do it. Otherwise, don't. That's my personal opinion. Yeah, the Reclaimer is significantly easy, slow words, easier to traverse than the Starfarer, yes. Yeah, 3.1 is it's testing of a test. It's like when they go to live releases, they're still very much for testing and for feedback. And this stage, this is very early, just out of Evocadi testing. Say very early. I mean, it's buggy. That's what it is. I like fried eggs. Fried eggs are probably my favourite. But I'm okay with like scrambled egg and stuff like mixed in with Chinese or whatever. Does subscription payment count towards concierge levels? I don't actually know. I don't know. I would assume so, but I don't know so. So each of the vehicles has its sort of like main role, and the Reclaimer isn't. Its main role isn't to carry a vehicle. It doesn't really have that in its role. So even if it can do it, it wouldn't do it to a great extent. So you've got to remember that with the focus with all vehicles. Some vehicles might be able to, some ships might be able to do multi-role into certain other areas, but that's not their main focus, so they're not going to be very good at it. Or don't expect it of them, basically, is what I'm saying as well. And what do you think of the new price point of the Terrapin? I think it's probably worth buying in-game instead, or trying to get with recruit referrals. It's a lot of money. I thought it was expensive before, but with the 10% increase, it's even more expensive. And the fact that we have to pay VAT on those spaceships in the UK is just horrendous. It's so much, 20% more on top of that even. Ugh. When will salvage mechanics be available to use? Potentially 3.2, and that's what the 3.2 survey is about, the feature survey. So please check that out. I've got a video of it on my channel. Funniest bug from Evocati testing 3.0. Has been talked about by other streamers and YouTubers and by CIG now. It is the cancelling of emotes to make it look like your character was pleasuring themselves. That's the funniest bug I've seen. Is there any persistence in our hangars yet? There's supposed to be a lot more persistence in 3.1. So respawn persistence, so you log out on your ship, you're supposed to log out back in with your ship, that sort of stuff. You log out in Grimhex, you spawn back in Grimhex. That's the idea with 3.1. I'm not sure about persistence and hangars in the live build with 3.1. Okay, so they have talked about a Starlifter and other transport vehicles. I think that will be a thing. I just don't know when. There is obviously certain vehicles, especially the ones they talked about on that Drake live stream where they got the Vulture salvage ship, well, that one, the next Drake ship. They talked about a load of ships. They talked about the Kraken. They talked about the Drake Star, the Starlifter. They talked about which were able to carry vehicles. They talked about another exploration ship, but down the same sort of route as a Constellation. They talked about a load of cool stuff there. I suspect most of those will be made in game. They obviously had ideas for them. They went, these fill certain holds. I'm sure we'll have a tugboat ship as well at some point and things like that. How long do you reckon it will take for the full game to release? I'm expecting a beta in about 2.5 years. And then I don't know how long it's going to be until the full game releases. Also, as soon as the first version of the live release for the full game, and they're going to every month or two, or whatever, there'll be patches. They'll be trying to have this game to have as long as life as World of Warcraft had, or has. So 15 years is probably sort of like the aim for them. 10-15 years. Do you think it's worth buying the Vulcan now, or wait to buy it in game? Wait to buy it in game. Bored, what ships are you looking forward to seeing now? Still the Reclaimer, because I want to see it finished and actually working. The Idris. The Hammerhead. Banning Merchantman, but that's obviously further out. Carrack, again, further out. I'd like to see the Avenger rework. Really looking forward to... Kind of looking forward to the Hawk. Kind of looking forward to the Phoenix. I get quite excited with every ship, to be honest. Even new skins. On the channel Angry Ram, the guy removed his silver play button and made a bling chain necklace out of it. Similar plans. No, it's going to go up on my wall and I'm going to treasure it. I'm a little bit neat, tidy, OCD. Actually, I'm not that neat and tidy. I just think, I think when I tell people about OCD and stuff that I have, I like to add that. Oh yeah, I'm very clean, and I like things ordered. I don't, but I do. It'll go on the wall, and I'm going to start to have some more probably yearly reminders from BrizzCon, CitizenCon, get all the different BoredGamer streamers I work with, and redacted stuff that I'll get that all signed and have that as this is where I came from, this is what I did, as a mural on my wall above my bed, potentially. I like that idea. Yeah, the Corsair was the medium Drake ship that was going to be like the Constellation, and that's the sort of thing I think that they'll have them. Might not necessarily be Drake when they finish them, and we're going to get loads of new stuff. We're going to get at least 8 concept ships this year, I suspect. I have asked for my silver play button. Yes, I am now eligible for it. I have over 100,000 subscribers. That happened this morning. So thank you very much, everyone that watches me and subscribes. Remember that we also have from Forgotten Heralds, who are our featured org. We've got a Pioneer giveaway, and this is a very friendly org with my friends runs it. They run sort of like these in-game operations, custom missions that they make up. They can be part of other missions, or they can be ops where some people play the bad guys, some people the good guys, and they're both trying to win. And there will be sound clips and that sort of stuff, and a little bit of role play in there to really aid with that operational experience. But they're a pretty cool org, so check them out. But they're also donating a Pioneer for this month's giveaway. You need to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and then comment on my Star Citizen videos throughout the month to be in for a chance of winning that. But please check out Forgotten Heralds. They are legends. Forgotten Legends. They're Heralds. Is there anything else I wanted to actually show? I'll show off my birthday message again for people that didn't see it. Show off my birthday message. We'll go through the last of the questions, and then we'll call that a day. For those of you that didn't see this, it's my birthday tomorrow. It's Zin's birthday today. Zin is one of my best friends in the world. She's also a BoredGamer streamer and plays games with me, and she will be playing as a Star Citizen with me probably in a year or two though, when the game is a lot more stable and there's gameplay loops there. But this was my message from Big Man Tyrone.
Happy birthday once again, BoredGamer and Xenia. I see this year you've both been at the animal fat. Bored is so thrifty that he's combining some of his channel updates here too. Hello and welcome to BoredGamer. This is a sponsored video, you cheeky scrub lord. Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Congratulations. Hang on. Let me just get my time machine and visit G's lolly mom. Lolly man thanks you. Which doctor? Which doctor? DuckTales. Woohoo! I think that guy was hacking. Deathcore, please tell me what is shit today. Xenia, Deathcore, Kit, Zen, BoredGamer, Bogarton. A special thank you to my patrons. Remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help me. And I'll see you in the verse.
Oh my god, the Big Man Tyrone wink. I love you. I love you, Big Man Tyrone. You're the best. You're the best! It's my birthday tomorrow. 33. Right. Questions. Let's go through the last questions. And then I'm going for lunch and me. No worries, Kieran. I'll remember. I'll remember your birthday. Don't you worry. Is there persistence, no hangers yet? I don't 100% know if it's going to... I don't know what sort of form of persistence that we will be getting for our hangers in 3.1. I'm assuming that it'll be there, but I don't know. No, that is not the evolved Ugandan Knuckles. Fucking wow. It's Big Man Tyrone. He is an internet legend. Thank you very much. 100 subs, 100,000 subs is... 100 subs! 100,000 subs is... was my goal for the last couple of years. So I'm glad we made that. I think it's probably Nubify's goal now. It's 100,000. Thank you very much for everyone that's helped me get there. It's very much appreciated. The next concept ship, probably at the end of April. Anything else? Do you know if they have started sending concierge book and card packs yet? I keep waiting for mine. I have also ordered mine. I have not seen any updates on them though. I'll put up an update in the newsletter on the website once I hear something. What's your favourite combat-focused single-seater? The Sabre. Standard Sabre. If you were to take a wild stab in the dark, when do you expect Squadron 42 content to start making its way into the verse en masse? That is a good question. We were supposed to have Squadron 42 content in the roadmap, and we haven't. That was supposed to be in January, and I'm not sure why it hasn't made it there. It was a question that was omitted from my interview with Aaron. They're obviously planning to do some stuff with Squadron 42. I suspect at CitizenCon this year is when they'll go, this is when Squadron 42 is releasing, whatever. That's potentially what I think is going to happen. I don't know. We're going to start to see Squadron 42 content en masse, to be honest. We could see a release this year. It's just unlikely. It's possible. Right. What's for lunch? I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm on a diet, but I eat pretty well. So maybe like I'll do a sirloin steak, some eggs. I've got some sushi rice, which I shouldn't really eat, but I need to eat. So maybe I don't know. There's also cool stuff I could do. It's one of the because I used to be a chef, so I used to be a head chef. So I'm reasonably good at cooking. I'm pretty good, and I love cooking as well. So especially when it's for me or just a few close friends, like dinner parties and stuff, I fucking love. So when I cook for myself, every time I cook for myself, which is a couple of times a day, it's quite a fun experience. It's my chill out time, but it's always sometimes I just don't plan what's going on. I haven't had any rumours on the 9th gen iSeries, 9th gen Intel processors yet. So I'll have a look now. Obviously, I've missed that. Do you have to extend your budget to include extra cocaine now that you reach 100,000 subs? And are you a moderately successful YouTuber? I'm now officially a moderately successful YouTuber, but I don't have a set cocaine budget. You're about to jump into a huge fleet battle against a dastardly vandal. The fleet around you is spawning up. What song do you play through your jukebox for the battle ahead? Sisters, take your mama out. Gonna take your mama out. Probably something like that. Cotton Eye Joe. Maybe some of the old Avril Lavigne stuff. Bored, would you rather have Connie, Aquila, or the Phoenix? Me personally, the Aquila, because it's more functional. And I already... So, I have an 890 jump, which is basically weaponized luxury. So, I wouldn't want a Phoenix, just because I feel like I've got to get a better ship. Remember the Khan? Did you say that after they get bedlog out spawning in Fleshed, given the network stability increase? Sorry, that reads really weird in my head. I believe that bedlogging is supposed to make it into the live build. 3.1. Whether that's going to happen is another story. Last time we saw the Orion, it was close to finishing the white box state. How far in the development do you think it will be now? Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't actually know, again. Those ship updates, I didn't see the Orion on my tour. I probably could have seen it if I'd specifically asked to see it. I don't know. They're obviously working on it a lot. There's obviously a lot of ships they want to get done this year, though, and the Orion is huge, so... I don't know. Batman's parents died. How was he born? That's some of the arguments having in there like that. Are you finding the latest patch unplayable? No, I was just playing it on stream. Are CIG aware of the 414 issues and ridiculously same frame rates? So the frame rates recover on lots of servers. You're probably only on dying servers.
Dodging bullets like fucking
Thank you very much, Alfred, for the cheer. Morning. I'm just kind of semi-signing off. The 414 issues, I mean, they are literally listed in the patch notes. So it's worth reading the patch notes before you test, because that's what we're doing. We're testing. So let's bring this up. So, for example, 414 crash issues are still there. I've been having relatively good frame rates while I've been playing. Obviously, in the PU, it's hit and miss based on the server you're on, based on whether interdiction's happening regularly, based on whether stuff's getting cleaned up, the serialized variable stuff, whether people are constantly spawning in reclaimers, which are huge ships, which people constantly spawn in. They do cause issues, and when there's like 12 of them around, so it's better than mind. They are aware, yes. Any chance of seeing a cooking video from me? Yes, 100% at some point. Just when I get some time and have an idea about doing something. It'll be Star Citizen based or gaming based food that I go, oh, I'll make this so that it's easily replicatable and tasty and sensible and whatever. But I'll do something like that in the future, I promise. I just tuned in, but I've been wondering what would stop someone from buying good reputation with player-made missions. That is a good point. You could effectively fake it. Because you could basically buy you could buy it off someone else or another guild, and their entire org could be dedicated to writing fake reports by going, give him this mission. This could be the mission, give him good rating. That's an interesting one, Noble Phoenix. Thank you. I'll put that in my list of unanswered questions. You can... I will potentially allow you to come aboard my 890 jump. Mate, I'm always hungry, especially on this diet. Oh. We don't know what forms of improvements and optimizations from the new generation of graphics cards and the new generation after that, or if Star Citizen is going to adopt any of the ray tracing stuff, or if the Amazon Lumberyard engine will, or if the Star engine will, or whatever. We'll find out in the future. I suspect that it will subsume any sensible-based updates when it comes to ray tracing and optimizations and all of the new tech and new generational stuff with the new graphics cards. BritainCon? Do you mean BrexitCon? Blink twice if you saw potential new concept ships during your tour. I did. I saw new ones that I can't talk about. Bored, do you know whether the Carrack can be outfitted to be a decent combat ship? It's not its primary role. Its primary role is exploration, but think of it as a military exploration ship. So it can definitely take a punishment. It can definitely look after itself in a battle, but it's not a combat-focused ship. I don't know about additional hardpoints or modules that we might see in the future, though. You'd be able to tweak it so you have better systems for combat. You have different weapons, different turrets, potentially AI modules, different power plants. You change all of its components to the top-end military components, stuff like that. Talked about persistence now is ready. Sorry, just logged in. Any updates to the freelance variants? I think they're all in 3.3, aren't they? Freelance variants in 3.4. So December. They have not confirmed the ship's purchasing in 3.2. However, in the survey, the thing that they said that was gating the potential to sell ships with Alpha UEC in the verse is one of the things that you can vote on, which is the shopping and economy UI experience, which is the new shopping kiosks, which will allow the purchasing of larger than on-shelf ship items, weapons, and potentially ships. So if that gets voted on highly, I think the community should all push for 100% for 3.2 for ships being purchasable with Alpha UC. That is my view. I don't think that's unreasonable either. I don't think it's unreasonable that they have to, that I would say they have to put it in. They should put it in for that, and I'd be pretty pissed off if they didn't. Quite genuinely. About as pissed off as it can be about a computer game that I love playing. Did they discuss the implementation of... Yeah, they did. We should see persistence to a much better extent in-game, and you should be able to bed log in live build, but we'll have to wait and see whether it actually does go in. Would you like to see concept ship that had the function of painting other ships? Oh... I think I'd just like to pay for the service and see little drones come in and do it, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. In 3.1, will missions start to give you better payouts? It will be rebalanced and that sort of stuff. Things will be rebalanced. I believe also with 3.1, you'll be able to melt any of your UEC purchases from the Voyager Direct store. I believe that's what they're thinking. And your UEC on your account will be the starting Alpha UEC that you have in the verse for the Alpha reset builds. Does the Cyclone fit on the Reclaimer's lift? Technically, it should. Yes, we looked at it. I looked at it earlier. Cyclone, the Cyclone should fit on there. However, I'm not sure where you'd go from there. But you could have it in the cargo or the salvage room. I think they're a bit predatory, the NVIDIA partner program stuff at the moment. I think they've been being a bit odd. I'm interested to see their cloud-based GPUs for consumers. That's an interesting thing, being able to have your, as long as the latency is low, which is a potential. I'm not sure how much the latency is going to be. Having your graphics driven by a GPU externally, that'd be pretty cool. Bikes are better, but they're certainly not perfect grav-lev wise. I don't know much about the Grey Cat remodel now. I will find out about it though. Any other questions before I go and host someone else? I will be on playing some other games today, probably some Sea of Thieves later, some Wildlands with Zen as well, some other random games. What org features do you want to see in Star Citizen? Shared ships. One of the features I'd like to see are actually limited-sized orgs. I don't think having orgs of any size is a good idea, but that's me personally. I need to sit down and think. Org features-wise, I need to sit down and have a think. But I do want abilities to join groups much more easily through an org as well. No, I don't think you're able to do ship painting and that sort of stuff in a Crucible. Thank you very much. You'll probably be able to change skins and plates and things maybe in it. Maybe long shot outfit stuff. Not sure how skins are going to be applied to ships, but I think they're not object at the moment. Just an item that goes into an item port. Can we remove the luxury part of the Phoenix for more cargo space or exploration capabilities? I don't think so, no. But you might be able to. Not entirely sure. We need to see it after the remake, I suppose. If you're a concierge and a subscriber, you should have access to the PTU. Go into your Hangar on the website, copy over your PTU account. There's a button there to do that. And then you'll be in. You might not have received an email for some reason, but you should still have access. No worries. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching. I love your faces. Thank you very much for the donations. Thank you very much for the subs. Thank you very much for allowing me to get and helping me to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. If anyone does want to donate, if anyone does want to Patreon, whatever, the links are all below. And please check out my new website as well. This will be just fuck tons of Star Citizen content and a bit of board game stuff in general. It also has details of how you can support the stream further, Patreon stuff, t-shirt stuff, articles about everything that we do. I am promoting the other streamers on my group as well, which are Zin, DC, and Zen, and G. They all play games with me very regularly. They will be playing lots of Star Citizen with me in the future, once we actually have significant gameplay there. This will be people I play with the game with to win at the game, to be good at the game with, to long-term play once the game is released, or released in beta or whatever. So please check that out. There's some cool stuff on there. And any feedback you guys have got, any messages or whatever, you can jump on the Discord, which is discord.gg/BoredGamer, and you can message me, and I will respond to you at some point. I try to respond to some of I can't respond to all the YouTube messages, because there's so many, but on the Discord, they're much more easier and personal, and I eventually will respond. Also, we do regular game events, so we do, I said do, like we do, like the idea is that we'll do Rust for a month as a community. We'll have an Unreal 2004 night as a community, stuff like that. That's the sort of stuff I want to do. We're doing that for Star Citizen and stuff as well, but I just want a gaming community as well that I play with my friends and potential friends and other people online and you guys and wherever. All-inclusive community. If you know people that want to be content creators, or you want to be a content creator yourself, or you are a content creator and need some advice or whatever, jump on the Discord as well, and I will try and signpost you or help you where I can. I don't think there's going to be planet-killing weapons. If there are, then it will be it's more story-based. Do you think Star Citizen has the potential for some esports? Has the potential for it with Arena Commander and Star Marine. We'll have to see whether it's adopted by the community, because that's what happens. It's adopted by the community and then they become esports. They're not forced into being esports by the publisher or by the creator. Teabagging is very much possible. I do it regularly in Star Marine. In fact, the first few times I did it, like, Matachi blew my balls off with a grenade. But yes, thank you very much, guys. Let's go host some lovely person. Team. Bugs online. Plug is playing Factorio. Kit's online. Kit is playing Final Fantasy. I'm going to go host Bugton because I haven't hosted Bugton and he only has 13 followers because he's only just recently rejoined and actually has his own account. Bugton used to run my Twitch account for me back in the day. Well, I say run it. He used to play Factorio.
I'm dodging bullets.
Like,
oh,
guys, I think
you
we're Monkey. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Let's go host Bugton. Give him some love. and I will talk to you guys soon.
Oh well, I guess it's going to be a quick game. I'm in 4 minutes in.
3/raid.
00031 for the enemies.
Glorious thanks.
We've already lost 2 towers.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
No problem.
Straight into boxes or
Love.
onto a conveyor belt? And then
Give
into a box?
Bucketon some love.
We can make belts.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah. Okay.
Take care, guys.
Make belts. Oh.